welcome back everybody. It has been quite a while since I've done any kind of content, and for that I do apologize to you guys, but life has been, it's been crazy, to say the least. So what am I doing today? I've decided that my truck is going to be, I'm going to make it my own thing. So I'm going to change the usual things on it that most people will change. I'm going to change the grille. I will change the rear tail lights, the headlights, stuff like that. And to kind of make this my own clone Raptor clone, if you want to call it that. And one big piece showed up today to kind of start going into that direction, and it is the grille. So let me get the grille out of the box that is sitting right here, show you guys what we got. Okay, so I got it out of the box, and I remember watching a video about this, that for some reason the F and the R don't come on the grill. You have to put them on. But this is what she looks like. The three lights up on top. I got to figure out wiring for that. But there you have it. What you got to do for the two letters that don't come on, they supply you with your screws and your hardware and stuff. And so fit it up, screw it on. Can't possibly mess that up. So I'm going to kind of sort of keep you guys inside the garage while I'm out there taking this other grill off. I'll try to explain to you what's going on and all that good stuff, like as far as sizes go. It's kind of rainy, but I can get you in there kind of quickly to show you what has to come off and all that good stuff. So hold still, hold tight, guys. All right, so you got to take that one off, those off, the one here, and not that one. And then along the sides here, where are you? Right here, there's like these T20 possible screws that you got to take off along here. So I'm actually going to spray these things down with a little bit of penetrant, because although they do supply you with some things, they don't give you everything. So, all right, I'm going to set you guys up here. I'm going to get the tools that I need and go from there. What I did also forget to tell you guys is along the top, and I'll show you that part, along the top, like where the hood comes down and the grill starts, there's clips in there. Those you got to pry away also. Let's see if this is it. Wow, I got lucky. So that's actually a 10 millimeter for the top. Show you guys another little thing I splurged on myself. Cordless ratchet. I'm getting too old to be doing this all the time with my wrists being kind of screwy the way they are. So, here we go. That one might be broken, guys. So currently it's looking like 3 of them are not coming out. But I guess that's okay. Now on to the screws that I know are holding this thing in. What size are you going to be today? Well, couldn't have guessed that one any better. So those screws are a T20. Don't remember exactly how many are there. I know there's more than that. Gotta look for them. There. Oh, I totally missed these. Yeah, it sounds a lot worse than it really is. And off she comes. This grill is still, in my opinion, great shape, so I am going to hold on to this. I'm not sure what that does, guys, but looks like all the clips came out except for this one. Looks like this one's actually broken. Completely broken. So with that being kind of like that, that'd be a good time to, I know, did that make any sense? No. With it off, now would be a good time to clean this area up. And here's something that, where did you come from? You're one that didn't want to come off. Looks like it was right over here. Alright, so I'm going to clean that off real quick and get to lining up the new one. You can see a lot of rust starting up in here. I'm not sure if I got to take these things off or not. Guess I'll find out. So what I did was these little golden clips I popped on here before trying to put it on the truck. Since that groove it fits in, these things would probably slide around a lot, and to line that up would be a little bit of a pain, so let's see what happens. So I see what's holding it up. Now I gotta fix it. Remember when I said those ones that didn't want to come out were gonna probably be an issue? That's what's holding it up. So let's just take this off for a second. get it out of there. So that did come out. Let's just leave them there for right now. So they give me these U-bolts, U-clips, like this, that should slide over the holes here. But they definitely are not. They're not long enough. Look at this again, boys. Something's a little odd. That's much, much better. Not convinced I even need them. So I'm going to line these things up. Going to have to figure out the wiring a little bit later as far as getting the lights to work. Careful there. What else is there? I took some stuff out from there. All right, let's have a look-see. I can't wait to see how this is gonna look. How sexy is that? Hold on, guys. How badass is that? There's got to be something up there to help support that. I'll have to figure that out. Hopefully I didn't get too far ahead of myself here by doing that, but how sexy is that? So that all up in there, I probably should have spray painted that. Okay, this guy couldn't be any more happier than I am. That is so cool. Alright, what I'm going to do is kind of work on this wiring. I don't know if I'm going to get to it working today, but they supply you with the wires here that you connect up here, because there's the 3 lights here. That go to those guys. Get the flashlight. That go on to those 3 right there. So I'm going to have to kind of route it down. They already said that they don't give you enough room or enough length, so I got enough that way. I went and bought some more right there. So anyway, I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to work on this for a bit, see what I can get done, and I'll be back at you. Okay, so I got it routed up there along that, and it's zip tied in a couple of places. That's going to show through the grill, and that's going to annoy me, that big jumble of mess right there. But I have it coming down out under there right to here. What I got to do for figuring out wiring is, well, that's fantastic, it's missing a bolt there, but I got to take these out, pull this assembly out, and see which wire is for the parking lights, and tap into that wire with the red wire. This one I just got to get like a ring terminal, hook it into something on the ground here for a ground there, or I can go right to the battery, whichever. Might just go right to the battery, why not? They're giving me that to go off of. So yeah, I'm gonna like shut this grill, shut the hood right now, and see how horrible the mess looks, how visible it's going to be, and what I got to do to get that out of the way. Let's see. Yeah, sure can see that. I'm not sure where I can even go with it right now. So that's not seen. Might have to, well, I can't put it under there because it's going to pinch it. So maybe another zip tie up here. That's likely what I'm going to end up having to do, is zip tie it another one more time. Do need a zip tie there. Grab one. Okay, welcome back. This is day 2. The next day of working on putting these that grill in, and I got a confession to make. I was going to do the wiring today with you guys, but I couldn't help myself. I did it last night. So it was very easy. Tapping into the running lights themselves was simple. I can show you guys which wire it is to tap into. Just got to get everything, get all my good stuff back in order, which I think is this one. I'll show you guys which one it is. And I thought that I had all those screws put in the grill, but I was going through my pockets and discovered I had one in there. So see which one I missed. It's extremely windy, extremely cold, so please forgive me. I don't know how this mic's going to handle the wind, so hopefully it'll be okay. So I know I told you guys that there was the bolts that were holding the headlight in. You got to take off. There's one here, and one there that is not there. Go figure. So let me put that there. And let's see if this is the right one. So in case y'all are wondering, hyper tough Walmart stuff. And I gotta tell you, it's only a little 12-volt system. Does what I need it to do. Saves a lot of time. So once you do that, the headlight will pull right out of here. I'm gonna need 2 hands to get this out, so hold on. Come out of there, you. Okay, so when you pull that headlight assembly out, what you're after is that guy right there. And you can see my shoddy splicing there, but it's the middle wire that you gotta get from that one. It's like, what is it, yellow and blue wire, I believe. So what I gotta do is actually wrap that, because, well, we can't keep it like that. So quite possibly with all the bumps and stuff that you hit, it's gonna come loose. We don't want that. So, and being it's so cold, electrical tape doesn't usually like to work, but I got the shit brand, and it says cold resistant, so hopefully that means that this still works and will do what I need it to do in this cold ass weather. Just make sure that that will go as such. All right, we're good to go there. What I'm gonna do is just tear off a nice piece about that long. And just start wrapping. Get it nice and tight so it doesn't want to move around on me in there. And wouldn't you know it though, that the tape folded over on me. So just a little bit more here. Nice and tight. And I gotta tell you, I was looking at this wiring business. Not sure I'm really all that crazy about how that worked. So in order to put this back in, you just gotta back on the side here, there's a clip that slides into the hole. Simple enough. And put these back in. And I think I just discovered where I missed that screw. So with that out of the way, up here is also where I tie it into the wire, and this is shrink. I think I have a lighter. Let me go see if I can find that. Like I said, for as windy as it is, how good is this going to work? I have a heat gun. Should probably just get that out. Yeah, the wind is not cooperating. Try and get these edges to seal. I don't want any moisture getting in there. So I guess it's going to be the use of electrical tape anyway. That's fine. I'm not feeling all that comfortable about the fact that I routed it all the way to the left and down here. And the reason for that is because the wires bulk, they clump up in one spot, and that's really not acceptable to me. Don't really like that. Grab a couple of zip ties. I'll be right back. So yeah, there's only like a red and black wire for those lights up in there, and it is, I just grounded it to the battery. Try not to make a real big deal out of these things. Just do it, get it done, kind of make it look a little bit like it is more professional, you know, because it's just better to do, make it look nice. And when you open the hood to show somebody, you got these weird wires just magically hanging around. That, not magically, that was kind of a dumb thing to say, just randomly laying around. It doesn't look so good. So just gonna wrap these up. Give me a minute. Thought about just grounding it down to the fender here, but since it reached to the battery, no problem. To me, that's the most logical place to ground it down. Since I'm really not much of an electrician by any means, would it be advisable to maybe have like an inline fuse in here in case, you know, something happens? I don't know. I'm not, electrical is kind of my weak point when it comes to this kind of stuff. So if you're wondering how I figured out which wire you got to tap into here, well, you know, I'm not ashamed to tell you guys that I had to look it up on YouTube. As I don't know. Even if I found a wiring schematic, I'd still be like, what? What does that mean? Don't understand them. All the information you need to know is out there. I just saw something that's kind of neat. There's a clip here. I don't know if you guys can't see that, but there's a clip for wiring. Like something was intended to be there. Take this and throw a zip tie there. What did I do with them? Oh, they're there. So this is a curiosity question for you guys. How many of you guys actually still to this day start a zip tie the wrong way? To this day I still do, and it's always the first time. And I know that it goes a certain way. I know it goes, or you know, the proper way. But nope. My brain just doesn't like to, you know, about to do it the wrong way again. Caught myself before I got too far though. There, so these wires aren't going to go flopping around and getting stuck on something that they shouldn't be. Kind of nice and tidy. I mean, it's not the best, but at least it doesn't look really bad. I'll show you guys in just a second here. I'll be right back. Put some of this stuff away. Okay, remember I said that I missed a screw? When I said I missed a screw that I had found in my pocket later on. It goes right here. Oh, well. There. So now I feel so much better about how that's going. This is my little conundrum. I really don't like how it's a jumbled mess there. So I'm wondering if I should have just simply 1, 2, 3, just let them go down in the center. Because you can kind of see that when the hood is down. Let me show you. Anyway, before I go back and do that, here's the wiring. So like I said, I grounded it down to that terminal. And that just kind of snakes its way down there. But it comes down here. Zip tied it there. One zip tie point. The other one was right here. So, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Could be better, yes. Set this down on the ground. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can see it in there. I don't really like that. I don't also like the fact that this is visible. So let's try something. Well, gotta do something with this. There's a very small lip up here that you can kind of, or a channel, however you want to say it, that you can put it in, but once you get to that spot though, right here, everything just kind of bunches up on you. So what does a guy do here? I don't know. I don't really have an answer on how to disguise that any more than it is without tucking it down. I mean, I guess it isn't that bad. So let's make sure the lights work. Since I went and messed with things on it. This is what it's supposed to do. When you open the door, my lights will come on. Just like that. Marker lights come on. Close the door and they go off. Just a matter of a few minutes, really. Yep, a little bit longer than I thought. But there you go. So, I do know it has been a while since I've done anything, as I mentioned before, and like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes ago on this video. Yeah. It's always going to be family first for me, and my mom's kind of having some issues, and yeah, she's got to come first. What am I going to do for any future upgrades? Yeah, there's going to be some. This is like I kind of said, this is my Raptor clone tribute. I'm going to do things that might be a little bit different than what you see on the Raptors. I'm just going to make this mine. I've always wanted to do something like this. I started with a couple of projects that I had going. Got so far and ended up selling it, or lost interest, or whatever the case was. Just this is by far my favorite truck, and y'all should know I'm a Ford guy. That Silverado that I had, shame on me. Whatever. This one, yes, there's going to be fender flares put on this vehicle, on this Ford. I'm going to upgrade the headlights with the LED bulbs, and also the whole assembly is going to be different, so I'm gonna deal with that. It's gonna have the LED light bars, the whatever you want to call them, the fancy looking things, the daytime running lights, the LED. I'm gonna put those in, the LED bulbs themselves, to make things brighter when you drive. I got to do some research to find out what fuse is key on power. So when you put the key forward, that's when power is going through that fuse, and when you turn the key off, no power. Like I said, I'm not the electrical kind of guy. I'm gonna have to find that out by reading or going on YouTube again and seeing if something shows there. Anyway, tail lights are going to be upgraded. The center stop light's going to be updated. I'll bring you guys along on that little journey. Unfortunately, this is mid-November already, and pretty soon there's going to be snow on the ground. And I know a lot of these upgrades will be very quick. The headlights, as you saw, is just a matter of pulling some, 3 screws out, popping it out of there, twisting your bulbs out, unlocking them from the position, transferring them to the new, putting it back in, putting those 3 bolts back in. I don't know if these even have alignment tabs somewhere on them, screws to align them if they're off. Because it's a fixed housing like that, maybe that's just the way they are. Don't know. So yes, I appreciate everybody that sticks around and watches these videos. If you have any comments, like, hey, look into this mod or this thing, for that, I'm up for anybody's suggestions. And when the next time I'll be on, hard to say. It could be next week. It might be another couple of weeks. Like I've mentioned this before, all of this comes out of my pocket. I gotta pay for this stuff. I'm not getting this stuff for free because this big YouTuber and they can use me for advertisements. They're not gonna promote me or whatever that is, or I promote them. However that works, I don't know. So anyway, I hope you guys have, if I don't see you by Thanksgiving or whatever, I hope you guys have a great holiday, and I will see you guys as soon as I possibly can. So, see you later.